folks, I thought I would touch base with you before the weekend so that I can give you a little bit of guidance around how to use the essay analysis organizer with your chosen essay, as well as the learning that you've done this week in order to provide some analysis and interpretation of what you've read. So I've selected the Love is Blind essay to do just a little bit of analysis on. I'm not going to give it all away, but I am going to apply the lead slides as well and just do a little bit of analysis so that you can see what you should be doing. So the first thing I'm going to look at is the title. Obviously, the title is Love is Blind was the ultimate reality TV paradox. And I'm going to focus on these words, ultimate and paradox. So there are keywords in the title that I think are worth commenting on. So, of course, if we have a look at the author's thesis, we will see that the thesis is both explicit and implied. If you scroll down to the very bottom of the third paragraph, I think it is. I'm just going to have a look here. Nope, second paragraph. So the last sentence of the second paragraph. This sentence here basically states explicitly, meaning right out there in the open, you can point to it in the essay, states the thesis of the paper. So if the thesis is explicit, I'm just going to mark this down here. Paste it right in there. And it says, but the show ultimately contradicts its own disingenuous premise, especially in the finale. That word ultimate points to the explicit thesis that is stated at the end of the second paragraph. And I would also argue that the word is a little bit of hyperbole. Is it the ultimate paradox in reality TV? Probably not, but it does sort of drive home the point that this viral sensation is quite outlandish in its claims. The word paradox, of course, gets to the heart of what the author is talking about. So it's a great use of diction, and it helps us understand the main idea of the paper. Now, as we go along, you will see that there are other more implicitly conveyed messages, meaning they're sort of the subtext, they're implied through the author's writing, commentary on social media, on dating apps, on the state of relationships in the 21st century are all conveyed through the article. So you'd have to fish through and comment on what you think are the more important implied messages to comment on. Now, I am going to talk about the lead. In this lead, the author is making reference to a classic text or a classic English author, Geoffrey Chaucer, and he's talking about the Canterbury Tales. That is a reference to a well-known, commonly known English text in the English canon. So this is an allusion. An allusion is a reference to something that is commonly known within the culture. So if you're talking about a spiritual text or a famous battle, maybe a historical figure, a famous author like Geoffrey Chaucer. So there is a reference to Chaucer here that's worthy of noting, because this is where the term love is blind comes from. In the Canterbury Tales. So I'm noting what I found in jot note form in this chart. You do not have to write this out in paragraphs. We are going to work towards longer writing later on. Right now, we're simply trying to analyze the text by applying what we have learned. What we've learned are rhetorical devices, modes of appeal, types of leads, tone and mood descriptors, and the 6+1 writing traits. So you want to try to make reference to the various terms and concepts that have been used in the various lessons and notes that I've given you. There is a rubric posted to Dropbox, so please have a look at it. Everything should be up and running for you to have a look at. Please submit your work by Monday. And remember, folks, participation activities have to be completed weekly. You should be getting your week 5 participation activity done by Friday at midnight. Have a great day. Bye-bye.